In this lecture, we're going to cover printing and exporting. Both options are done through the Backstage, so you click on the File tab for them. And we'll start with printing, so we'll go to File, Print. You have two options available to you when you click on Print. We'll start with the bottom one, Print Preview. When you click on the Print Preview button, it's going to bring up the Print Preview and Settings dialog box. From here, you choose your settings, your print range, paper size. You can scale content to the paper width. You choose your orientation, and you can also choose a footer. Clicking the down arrow will give you the options that are available. Let me move this down a little bit for you. You'll see it gives me the option for Course Overviews page. That's the section I'm currently in. When it has number in parentheses after it, that means it's going to include a page number on it. If I want it just to say page with the number, I would choose this one, and you can see it puts page and the number. Once I've set my options, I can click the print button from here. If we go back, I can click print directly. I can choose my number of copies, collate it, select my range, and the page range as well if I want to, and click print. Now when you do it from here, it's going to go with the defaults, what the paper size is and what the footer default is. Now let's take a look at the exporting feature. Again, Backstage, so we'll click File. We'll click the Export button, and from here it's divided into two columns. You've got your Export Current and your Select Format. So the first thing you need to do is tell it what you want to export, the current page, the current section, or the current notebook. In the second column, you've got your Select Format, and this is where you tell it the type of file you wish to export to. The first option is a .1. The .1 is like a OneNote packaging feature. And what it does is it'll archive pages, sections, or notes, depending on what you've chosen for your export current. It's a great feature if you want to archive information off your system, but it's also great if you wanted to share the information with someone else, but you didn't want to go through the online sharing feature. You can export it as a OneNote package and then send it to the person. For this example, we'll do the current page and Word document and click the Export button. Once you do that, it's going to bring up the Save As dialog box, and this is where you choose the location to save the export. So you would navigate to the location, and then you would also choose the file name. Now the file name will default to the page that you're on because that's what I'm exporting. So Printing and Exporting, which is my page name, and I'm going to click the Save button. Now it's exporting a copy of the page as a document. And there's my printing and exporting. Double click on it to open it, and there's the page as a Word document. We'll go back to File, Export, and let's take a look at a section. Click on Section. We have the same options available to us. Click on Notebook. We have three options available to us. We can do a OneNote package, which will give us the archive of the entire notebook so that we can share it with others or make a copy to store. We can also do a PDF of it and an XPS. Let's click on the OneNote package so you can see how that would go. So when we click on it, we'll click the Export button. And again, just like when we exported our Word document, it's going to take us to the Save As dialog box. And from here, we would choose the location and the file name. Now, the file name is defaulting to e-learning because that is the name of the notebook. I'm going to change this to Archive of e-learning and click the Save button. It's going to create my package. Now, depending on how much information is within the notebook or the section or page that you're archiving, it could take it a little bit to create the package. Once it completes the export process, we'll go to the location we saved it. And here is our file, Archive of e-learning. If we double click on it, it's going to bring up the Unpack Notebook dialog box. Now, because it created it as a package or an archive of our OneNote, it's going to ask us what we want to name it, because what it's going to do is it's going to open it back up within OneNote. So we'll choose a color for it, set our path, and click Create. Now it's going to go through the unpacking process. we come down to the bottom, you can see here is the archive of e-learning. And here we are on the same page we were within our OneNote document. To me, the packaging process is great when you're done with a notebook. You no longer want to keep it out on your system. Instead of just closing it, you can export it off of your system. Or if you've got some really important notebooks and you want to create additional archives of them to store elsewhere, you can do that as well. Because remember, when you're creating your OneNote notebooks, you don't have to store them all out on OneDrive. You can store them local as well.